Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings
down. 60 Pittsburgh. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out to his left. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham.
Check, 55, Mike. It's a party now. It's a party.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Here's the 2nd and 7. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
You trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. He'll drop to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. A throw over the middle, taken in.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the... Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Back to throw now on first down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 12 yards there and a first down.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch them close to the spot.
2nd and 5. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham already.
18 Gators. Hey, foxtrot.
55, right there in the middle.
Sit down.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. High throw, but the catch is made. They may want to go back to that one. For
good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he hit.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Let's go now. 15 line. 15 line.
Here we go,
Go. Go.
Check.
Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a...
Ready.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll throw now on the final play. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. In the first half. The defensive penalty.
We play to win.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now back to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Dancing to his left, and he's going to go down again. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
It'll be a pick.
You got him. You got him.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A run for Nick Chubb. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The Browns on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. The decision to...
Set. 60 outlaw. You rock me, Dream.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Check. Ready. Get it.
2nd and 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that? Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for Cleveland. 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Danielle Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
I'm going for back.
Back to throw here. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. These are the spots this stage of the game where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. And this will be caught at the 30. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to go back to... So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Browns, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on E.
Indy.
Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on. 51's the mic. 51.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, lock it.
They'll set up to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the
heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Hey, exit.
They'll look to throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
A gain of 15. That's the end of the first quarter.
10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check. Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. But it'll be second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Complete to Duke Johnson. It's a gain of 20. And the Browns first down.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Hey, Charlie.
Back to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down.
It's second and 8 at the 17-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Hey, wahoo! Get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Looking to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
A short game that doesn't get him the 4th down situation.
Set 70, Indy. Wide, get wide. Hey, two. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense. Be trip.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early.
Touchdown, Denver.
And the Browns getting set to go. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That was really well done right there. That almost looked like a training camp drill. Able to get outside of the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, and found his tight end for a nice first down. Much more difficult play than maybe he made it look.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Get ready. Get ready. Check 3. Check 3.
Hey, Sam off. Right.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. He finds Beckham complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
55. Right there in the middle. 80 weapons. Look at me. Score. Score. Go. Ready.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Browns add on to their lead.
Come on, set. 10 logo. I'm on. Hey, Mike 51, Mike.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Go.
Mike 51. Mike.
He'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And this one will be brought back to the 20. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays according.
They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but to show them a lot of different looks. And they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different. Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Hey, Alpha.
Second and 15. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 27. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
Set, 50, plant.
Silver. 50 wants the mic.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Out to his left. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He'll drop to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Check back.
2nd and 10. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, but it's going to be second down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, exit. Get it.
They'll drop the throw. This will be caught. just inside the 10. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
The Browns on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw here. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
Break. Hey, wahoo!
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Pilot, 64. Big grip.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Duke Johnson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one.
Down. 60 outlaw. Who's Mike? Check. Fire.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Now Chubb running right. And running room image. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Set. 30 base.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Cleveland, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got...
First carry for Nick Chubb. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Where's 52? Watch the play.
Now back to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in this.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. That he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Landry, the intended target. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote. They've got to go out there and say.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, start off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Bravo!
2nd and 11. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Hey, let's go.
They'll set up to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Well, that'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the 1st quarter here tonight.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
5-2 the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike. Go.
On play action, they'll throw. Steps away. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. I call it no gain there on the first down play. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try and help him out. End up throwing it short to the running back. Give the defense credit for not giving up any yardage.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. On the move to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Beckham. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And he coughed it up. But I think a Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 5th.
Ready? 50, plant.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. How you get on the head? How you get on the head?
Bam. Ready?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his left. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A throw over the middle taken in. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He's going to air one out. And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns have taken the lead. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the number one thing you want to take away. But as you go...
On the set. Hey, Zoo.
Tie that left. Everyone's got 4 down.
Get it.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, foxtrot.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Kazin. And a short return will be stopped in. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
We'll see if they do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the 1st half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
He's got his tight end, David Njoku, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal things don't apply. All right, used to say, okay, there's a tight end going out. We're either going to put a big linebacker on him or maybe a safety and call it a day. Now, because of the strength of that position and the sheer number of catches that they make as well as their dexterity, sometimes you have to put a cornerback on him because he might be the primary guy going out for a pass. It changes what they do defensively, and it's usually not good for the defense.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you get the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Flush to his right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, Haywood!
41 Mike. I got you. 41 Mike, right here. 41 Mike. Here we go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 13 yards there, offset some of the penalty yardage as it's 2nd down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, 4 down.
Back to throw here. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. 11 yards there, 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as...
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Shane Ray able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, we got 4 down, 4 down.
Clear.
They'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to get this in 75 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
4 down. Check.
Back to throw. He finds his target, Beckham. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, shoot.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point.
Set, ready? Hey, Foxtrot. 60 Pittsburgh.
5-2 the Mike. Mike 5-2.
Mike.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a 1st down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. And once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
Trouble keeping up with the Joneses? It's the coach. And this is the NFL on...
Go now. Go. 30 base.
You better bring it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
54.
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Alpha 90 Wolf.
Hey, Mike's 50. Let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
You're out.
They're going to look to throw. Rolling to his left. That is caught at the 7. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. They were looking for Johnson that time, but now it's 3rd and goal. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown.
15 line. 15 line.
You got to get the ball. Can you get the ball right here? Let's go. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flushed to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Flushed out right, and that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They go play action here on 1st down. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Down. 30 base.
54. No chance.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Line 54. I'm trying to collect.
2nd and 10. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
That's the end of the 1st quarter.
7-7, our score after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Let's go. 50 plants. Greystone travel. Hey, Jew. Ready? Get it.
They'll look to throw. He finds Beckham complete. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
That looked like a common mistake made by the defense. Sometimes there's confusion, right? They're in zone, so you got to make sure your zones are taken care of. But once the quarterback got out of the pocket, they forgot about their zone discipline and staying in the right parts of the field.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
Ready. 70, Indy.
50. I don't think you got it, son. Mike's 50, Mike.
Come.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Back to throw now on first down. And this is going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Bravo.
54, right there. 54 Mike.
Ready, go. Get up.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle to Beckham. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Watch the twist.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. It's caught by OBJ. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now back to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Looking to throw. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Going the other way.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting in a field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL.
All right, folks, eager.
Ready? Five.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there, Mike 5-4.
They'll drop to throw. Out to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Check 26. Get it.
Back to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 16 yards, a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Cleveland.
Break. Hey, Hayward.
Here we go. Hey, watch that.
They'll set up a throw. Steps away. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I think I recognize the error there. Zone defense, and you've got everything in front of you. But when the quarterback breaks out of the pocket, sometimes that discipline breaks down and guys get out of their spots. Quarterback's able to find his open receiver there for a first down.
Hey, Delta.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another first down. For that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception. Really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, 50 the mic, 50 the mic. Here we go.
Second and 6. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Browns have taken the lead.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without them, they're not winning this game.
Go now. 60 or.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
Hey, wahoo.
Here I come again.
Now.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. And that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check. Crunch.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Check girls.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway.
24-yard gain on the play. First down,
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? He'll look to throw. Pass incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there. And it's 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Back to throw here. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Tighten up.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. That one, a first down pickup of 8. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. The inside linebacker, Danny Trevathan, gets the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
The mic. 50's the mic. Ricky.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Dude.
Go.
They're going to look to throw. Going back to Lander. This time he's got him. Complete. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on the play of the game now. 4th and goal. Here we go with Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 5.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Rock it.
Check 31.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30.
We got this.
A big play that time for Cleveland. 49 yards. A big play.
Hey, Orbit. 60 out now.
Check. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. A partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Gator.
Defense wins championships, baby. 52 is the mic right here, over there, right? 52 is the mic.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot. And got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Hey, Haywood!
57 to mark.
Get it!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Hey, Delta.
Hey, check Mike 52.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain a possible field goal attempt.
Ready. Hey, exit.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Y'all playing
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football...
And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. It's their quarterback with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did.
And what did his offensive, remember we talked with the offensive line? And what?
Ready, break. Hey, wahoo! Here we go.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out to his left. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready. Hey, Stu.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, Mike 52. So don't say nothing.
Come. Now.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Bynes, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
That's how we do it,
Well,
baby.
call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession.
Throw here. Steps away to his left. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
Switch.
Protein spill.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the
Bravo. Ready.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory. I think by now it's been demonstrated quite well in the NFL that mobility is an attribute, but when you couple it with accuracy, you've really got something going. Able to get outside the pocket and complete the pass.
On 1st down, it's Johnson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Go out. 80 weapon.
Shit.
49, check 49.
Go.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Get it.
2nd and 5. He gets it left side to Johnson. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby. Mike 52.
They'll drop the throw. Steps away. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. By By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their... And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle to Beckham. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Looking to throw. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Delta.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before half. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
The 2nd down pass. Complete to Odell Beckham Jr.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. A give. This is Chubb. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall, right? Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their... And the Browns getting set to go and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Let's 57.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Kill!
Hey, Zoo.
Second and 2. To the right side, and he's got Landry. Complete. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
52. Quarterback, don't get
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. They'll set up to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Ryan Kerrigan. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And we're back now here in Cleveland. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Hey, foxtrot. Ready?
They'll set up a throw. It's caught. Beckham. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open.
Who there? Who there?
Hey, Echo.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Hey, high 7.
57. Mike, 57.
Second and 10. Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. So now the Browns trailing 17-10, and time a huge factor. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, Alpha.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Come.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Obviously a big 1st down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
They'll look to throw. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Check right, check right.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Watch the slant. Show it.
Look, squeeze. There you go. Hit.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. He was trying to go back to Beckham there. 3rd down here. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both, because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
He's got his tight end, David Njoku. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point.
Here we go. Stick the oar.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Cut. Please dribble.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Being chased out left. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Pittsburgh.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Watch the safety creep.
Hey, seam 6.
I'm scared.
Light. 5.
Back to throw now on first down. Space to maneuver at the 40. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. As they finally wrangle him in at the 48. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Mike's 57's Mike. Tighten up. Pull it together. Hey, check.
Yeah.
2nd and 4. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. They're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. As you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, he'll force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That was the 8th play. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Cincinnati, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
58, boy, 58, Mike.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Go. Get it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. Call that a very strong gain of 24. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move into passing in the running game.
The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. 6 catches, 107 yards, and the touchdown.
Look, I know everybody wants to be number 1 in everything they do, but he's number 2 in the league in receiving yards. That's a strong number, a strong year, and they want that to continue.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. He was looking for Landry that time, and now it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, Alpha.
Now back to throw. The quick slant caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, Brandon, obviously no panic in them. They gave up the touchdown. You know, their defensive side did that. But he's already taken them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like he went to the defensive captain and said, don't worry about it. We got you. Now they got 1st and goal.
Yeah, we're seeing punch. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell.
Set, ready? Hey, orbit. 30 base. I smell fear in that offense. 50. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, but it'll be 2nd down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though, such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
12 yards there and a first down.
Complete to Duke Johnson. A gain of 12.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Get ready. Get ready. 58, boy. 58. 58. Come on. Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out to his left. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40, before 27-yard pickup. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
You got tape. You got tape. You got tape right there.
They'll drop the throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Ready, ready. 90 Wolf.
Hey, let's get this. 58 to Mike. 58. 58 to Mike.
Keep dribbling.
Now a play fake here on first down. Dancing to his left. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Trying to get it to Landry there, but now it'll be third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And a big turn.
Let's get this.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
We win. Come to my work. Hey, team 6. Team 6. Now.
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Hey, shoot. Jump. Go.
They're going to look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. The free safety, Malik Hooker, there in coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They go play action here on first down. On the move to his... And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense not getting out of their lanes.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This is a perfect example of what separates the elite quarterbacks. Has his man open, way too anxious, ends up firing it in there with way too much zip on it. The great ones, they know how to relax and put the appropriate velocity on the football.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll set up a throw. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. It's their quarterback.
Let's go now. 30 base.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 58. Come on.
Stand. Sit up. Now.
Looking to throw. Rolling to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there. And now it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He finds Beckham complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Let's go.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
Let him know, let him know. Kill.
Hey, exit.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, Charlie. Let's go. Get set.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready? 18 Gator.
58, come on. Switch out. Watch twist.
Protein spill. Get it.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Turn too soft.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. 58.
They'll look to throw. Out to his left. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
They'll look to throw here. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
58, boy, 58, come on.
2nd and 10. Over the middle to Beckham. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
On the set.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. On the carry, it's Chubb. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike. It's our field.
Bravo.
Hey, it's our house. Check.
Let's get it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Let's go. 50, plant.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score...
Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Two minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right
Come. Right up.
On play action, they'll throw. Steps away. Forced out to his left. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Hey, nice 7.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Past the 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who could help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one. And to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway. Big.
Hey, everybody.
Gator.
I'm coming.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. He was pretty prophetic. He said before that game, I want to get in the end zone often. He got there 3 times.
Yeah, it's one thing to catch a lot of footballs. That is important, but it's what you do after the catch that can make you great. And he had a great game last week.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
A gain of 13 yards.
Go now. 60 on.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
58, boy. 58. 58. Mike.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. On the move to his left. Throw left side. Caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 23 yards, the final 10. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. First and 10 right at the 20. Back to throw. It's caught. Beckham. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Second and 2. Flush to his right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it second down and 12. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it second down and 12. Back to throw here. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, Haywood!
Kill.
He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Rolling to his left. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And they'll take... Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That one good for 37 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They're going to look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
10-2 6-6, pull it high. Hey, Wahoo!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up second down. So second and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people... 6 defensive back.
Go there. 15, Ronald. 15 now. Hey, dude.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
I got you. 44
They'll set up a throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33.
Let's go. 60 or. Recon, 132 fighter. 5.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. So we reach halftime. The second half.
On the ready. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
58, boy, 58, Mike. Hey, get up.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The end result, 21 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you know.
It's caught inside the 25. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Out to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we...
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Come on, set. Hey, Alpha, 50, plant.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Hey, Sam off.
Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away. And he finds a man with a crossing route. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Check 56. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey, orbit.
56.
They'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
The throw over the middle taken in. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey, Haywood!
44 to Mike.
Cut!
Now back to throw. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cody Latimer, his first touch.
Set. Hey, exit. 60 out now.
58, boy. 58. Mike. Hey, we gotta
Look at me. Go. 5.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. But for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne and try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab it.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The sack by Jordan Willis.
Go now. 10-2 stop.
56. Watch the screen.
Hey, team 6. Now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive, and also give him a 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you start.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Malcolm Butler dialed the corner blitz and earned the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job. No dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 35. Call that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the 3rd down conversion. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Darryl Worley, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So now the Browns down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Well, their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep. It's caught inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
They go play action here on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete.
Pass interference.
Well, let's see who this is on. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone.
Set. 30 base.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
All day, baby. All day. Fire.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
He'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
Looking to throw. And this is caught at the 8. The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. Just a really crisp, clean effort. Well over 100 yards receiving.
But didn't he feel like he needed a hug when we talked with him this week?
Oh, because he wanted the touchdowns.
He wanted the touchdowns. He was all depressed after that performance. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You were brilliant. He's like, yeah, but I didn't get in the end zone. He must have heard from the fantasy players on that one.
Watch 98. 98 for Mike. Let's go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on second and goal.
Strip that ball. Check 37.
Rock it.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Ready?
He'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the...
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Big stop, D.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out to his left. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Give him 32 on the play. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
45. Watch the slats. Watch the slats. 45. Mike.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Over the middle to Beckham.
Offside. Defense.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Steps away. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Bears. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
It's caught. Beckham. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And, boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle.
Charlie.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, but it's going to be second down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead.
Take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Ready, ready. 15, run. 15, run.
First and 10.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Quit talking about it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
Check girls, check girls, check girls. 45.
Go, get it.
Second and 10. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. The nickel packet.
Come on, set. 60 or.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the... Well, I know we hold on.
Here we go. 30 base. Go. Big rip.
They'll look to throw. On the move to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they show to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a first down. He'll drop to throw. Rolling to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wells. A good pickup there at 22.
Hey, echo.
58, boy, 58, Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing. 58's the Mike. 58.
Now.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
45, Mike, 45.
2nd and 2. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
Ready? Hey, Alpha!
Check 45 the mic. Ricky. 45 the mic.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Go now! 94! Five!
Let's get some penetration. Watch the shift.
Go!
2nd and 1. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Interception, baby, all day.
It's a beautiful play.
Down! Hey, orbit! 60 outlaw!
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Out to his left. He's got his man in the crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And on that last catch, Charles, he tops the 150-yard mark. It's one thing when your wideout gets that. When your tight end gets it, it's quite another.
We keep seeing the evolution of that position, don't we? Where we've seen where it's gone from strictly as a blocker to a guy who caught a few passes to now an integral part of the passing game, sometimes the primary receiver, because a lot of these guys have wide receiver skills, and we're seeing that on display here. Just think about the guys of the past looking back at this game and saying, sure wish that was me. I'd love to have gone out for those types of passes. Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The throw over the middle taken in. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Ready! 18 Raiders.
Let's go, B, let's go.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Hey, Charlie! 5.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Ready, break. Hey, wahoo!
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Y'all play.
Now a play fake here on first down. On the move to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll set up to throw. Going for it all. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Ready? Smooth!
Check 45 the mic. Watch the play.
the block. Watch the block. Motion.
Hey, lock it.
Now back to throw. Rolling to his left. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
It's got to the point when we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
218, chop it. Ready?
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Hey, box drop. Come. Go.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Back to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on.
60 Pittsburgh.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Sleep grip.
Now Chubb. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This, in all probability, another run here on second and 8.
Take 4.
Hey, Echo.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
5.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. They run it again with Chubb. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Chubb. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4, still 3 yards short. Fourth down.
That's it, baby.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively.
About it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Browns, a loss would have really hurt. As it stands, they finished the first half at 3-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.